Okay. Um, I'm being physically and mentally drained. I know things are happening to my body. Mentally is the continuous manipulations and just ways they try to make me think. It's disgusting, but that's what they do. Um, it's a lot of manipulation that are meant to degrade me. A lot of stimulations and things that are disgusting. So let me just introduce myself. I'm what you call a target individual. I'm a TI. A TI. I was put in this program, and FY TI is what we are calling target individuals who are human subjects that the government is implementing this technology onto to develop this technology. I'm a TI who not only get the gang stalking, but also have the manipulation of different mental, mind, and physical manipulations that are meant to break you down. We are a human subject where the Department of Defense are doing things to us and are changing and manipulating us in the way we react and think, and all of that is manipulated. And then they are what you call perps. Those are contracted trash, contracted people, civilians, that are trying to get you to subscribe, identify with the manipulations. Those civilians are truly the nobodies. They are really nothings, and that's the best I can describe that, because they live their life as they're supposed to be doing what's contracted to do, and they're part of this orchestration where they are making sure that the target individuals continuously break down, and they do things that are agitating, disturbing, um, and annoying in so many ways, but also implementing these tactics that are trying to disorient you, disturb you, deceive you, and make you be acceptive of whatever manipulations that you're going to experience. And they say whatever they need to say, and they'll do whatever needs to be done to create that reactions and those manipulations that needs that are needed for you to be identifying to things. They want you to feel, stay in a sense of anxiety or fear, and they say things to create that fear, regardless if those things are going to happen or not. They are saying those to get you to be subscriptive, to be fearful, to be anxious of the manipulations, and to identify to those manipulations. I was put in this program by my employer, my initial employer, extremely conservative employer, who is so extremely conservative that they even donated money to alleged alleged person, allegedly a man who was allegedly picking up kids at the YMCA as young as 14 years old, and him being 35 years old. So basically, a pedophile. Now, with me, what you're gonna hear with others too is that they have these tactics of manipulating targeted individuals in these disturbing ways. They force us to get reactions toward children of all ages, from the babies to the older kids. It's nasty. Then they try to convince you that what they've done is just kind of fun ways to think in this way, like they've been mining your brain and mapping your brain, and this actually had that's how you will naturally experience this. This is in you, and coming up with irrationalities to create this logic that what's happening to you is just happening to you organically. And they try to make you acceptive of them. And they also try to create a psyop. A psyop is to try to portray themselves as something else than what they're part of. They try to portray this thing that's happening to you as something else but what it is. They are trying to make it seem like it's everything but a large government doing these things to you. But it is this group of individuals who are investigating and try to get this and that, and they're not manipulating you, or you're not a human subject that is being experimented on with the technology that can do so much to you, but they are being try to figure you out, and they try to get rid of anybody who do these things to children and do that, and like all this disturbing psyops, because the reality is not only they have done this disturbing pedophilia type of tormenting to others, right? We get validated by that. You're going to hear so many other testimonials that exactly sound like what I just said. But they not only do the psychological tortures, which is forcing you to get disturbing reactions, but they also torture children. Infants are tortured by this low life. And so when you bring that reality to them, they try to disorient you because they want to maintain the psyop. For example, they say some as I'm saying that they torture children on top of doing the psychological tormenting where they force you to think about kids in these disturbing ways. I heard somebody say eye out, right? Because they tell me how they're going to remove my eye out. Now, with me, the psyop has been so humiliated by the testimonials of what they do to children that I've been told that there's going to be a theater of torture. They're going to remove my eyes. They're going to do this and that, which I believe because the humiliations of the fact that they torture children, that they do the pedophilia type of torture, that the entities running this program, we're obviously talking about DOD entities, we're talking about DARPA entities, we're talking about entities that are in the intelligence communities. Those entities are the ones really running this program. They're the ones financing this program. This trash living next to you, these perps, are contracted by those entities. One way or another, they are the people leading this program. And so these psyops that wanted to present themselves in certain ways, wanted to be some kind of protectors or investigators or whatever they wanted to present themselves as, have been humiliated that there's no way that this presentation they've created can be subscribed to, because the validations and the obvious manipulations have been testified by others, and some of the testimonies goes as far as even torturing children, infants. And so with me, every time I make these videos and I talk about this, they tell me how they're going to remove my eyes. They're going to rape me. They're going to do this and that. And telling me that they're going to dare to have one of these, they like to use children in this program in the sense of participating. You're going to hear that a lot. That even in some cases, people think that it's their next door 14-year-old neighbors doing that, right? They involve children in this program to participate in the targeting. And so one of the things they say is a neighbor of mine or some person, I don't know, whoever, some child of some sort, right, is going to say that I did something to that child or what. I don't know what kind of frame of sort they're going to make, but they say certain things of that nature, like this one of the neighbor's child, they're going to say that I did something to this child and they're going to frame me, and then when you're going to be framed, you're going to be raped by these people and they're going to do this and that. And they say these things, which I wouldn't be surprised. These people truly are the bottom, like the bottom feeders. They are truly people who are going to go to a level that is so low that it's not coming back. And they've probably have done that. They've been low before and they're going to stick to that lowness for the rest of their life. There's no coming out when you do these things, but that's okay. That is what they're supposed to be doing. That's what they contracted to do. And matter of fact, others who have never been this low will have to go down to this level, because once you participate in this program, you know what you're part of. And for me, I've been quick to not let them escape, because some of these people involved in this program wanted to live in this deluded reality where, where we're just a war, where they come up with this fantasy, because when you do foul things, right, you try to tell yourself certain things. Oh, I'm at war, I'm so horrible, I'm at war. It's like, no, you're a trash coward, though, life. They are cowards and bottom feeders and have been trying to create fantasy of what they're part of. I was listening to this person tell me, oh, he's so destroyed. And you got to understand the state of mind of somebody who can say that. That person is in a program where they are using human subjects as guinea pigs. They're working for a governmental program that is literally going after people who could never do anything about it, because this program is extremely well-founded, extremely sophisticated, and it's global. Once you put in this program, there's absolutely nothing you can do. You are just going to deal with whatever you have to deal with. Now, to get in that state of mind where you start finding products like, oh, we're going to destroy you. Look, It's like me to saying, "Oh, destroy," and looking at like, and we are human, but it's almost me looking at a guinea pig, an actual guinea pig. It's like, "Oh, we destroyed you, or we destroyed you, so on." That's the kind of mentality these people have. They are truly losers. They are truly childlike individuals who live off like this fantasy of a reality. Of course, us target individuals are very limited to what we can do because we're going against governmental entities. This trash that we see, this psyop, this is just a facade. These are just the trash. They can be replaced by millions of them every day. Like these people are nothing. But the program is what destroys us. This program destroys, and it's easy to destroy us, but it's not just destroying just for the sake of destroying us. There's a purpose behind this destruction that we experience. And the purpose is to obviously develop this technology. That's the purpose of this program. It's not just to destroy a random life of single mother or some random person working in this corporate. This is of course bigger than that. It's because they are taking the result that they apply onto us is data that is going to be helping to continuously improve this technology that manipulates us. It adds sophistication to something that's already very sophisticated. Just like any machine learning technology, the more samples you get, the better it gets. That's why we're being destroyed. And this trash are just a nasty lowlife who can do this day in and day out because they find strength in this. It takes weak-minded individuals to find strength in this. And there's a lot of them that can be easily contracted. That's why a lot of them are even like young people and childlike individuals. And you see how loser like they are, and they try to come up. And we made the psyops of also kind of, they try to use this like, you see that like woke like state of mind where you know like they try to use that facade. I think for me the reason why they use that psyop so much is because who made this program. But it humiliated them even more because I can say the name of this pedophile, Roy Moore, right? And they cannot even say his name without saying it in different ways. You see how daring you are? That's how pathetic you are. That's when I said that name. For me, this is why I say it. Because this person has nothing to do with me being in this program. Roy Moore has absolutely zero reason of why I'm in this program. But the reason why I say Roy Moore is because these people cannot say his name because the person or the people involved in me being in this program donated money to this alleged pedophile. This pedophile that picked up kids as young as 14 years old when he was 35 years old. Well, I can listen to people laughing about how obvious this guy was wrong for even trying to run as governor or whatever position. They can't even say his name. You understand the reality? These people who call themselves gods are forcing me to get stimulations and aim those stimulations toward children. Cannot speak about somebody who there were claims from a bunch of women that when they were kids, he would call the high schools. He would pick them up from YMCAs or wherever they were. And he was a 35-year-old man. With me, it's just manipulations, thought manipulation to counter the reality of things. And so for me, I have to deal with this current employee who employed me for the sole purpose to torment me and destroy me. You know, when I go to the office, they just do all these kind of horrible things where they just kind of break me down and deplete me. And I understood that the reason why they hired me is to deplete me, to drain me. And you see these people try to maintain that facade of like, we're this group of just like, I know what this program is about. You're not doing this for your daughter, because what's happening is with little girls, and I think I've shown enough videos, that's the things they do all the time. Those little babies of also they will force me to get stimulation. There was this little black girl where they start making me imagine this weird thing way before I saw her, and I actually took a screenshot and then look at the kids, like not even the same kid in my mind that they were messing with me versus the kids. And then there was on the corner there was a little girl and they tried to do these things with my tongue where they would like dry my mouth and make me think. They just create these disturbing things. And one moment there was just an ad where I just saw the hair of like this kid, little girl. They forced me stimulations, and then this the older kids who at this point maybe it's not a kid. It's maybe like a 18-year-old, which is somewhat a kid, but an adult. There was the actress from Stranger Things. They've been forcing me to get like these disturbing perceptions of, and saying like you see that's proof that's like, and I couldn't even watch that show anymore. But now she's like 18 years old. And she's a very beautiful young woman, but giving me this weird stimulations and making me feel uncomfortable and kind of changing this my perception of this. Not even a person giving me a reaction that I would not have naturally, but doing that even when she was a baby. And now that she's 18, or I think she's 18 in this, I'm not sure. I think she's if not, she's probably 18 in this. Try to like give me these weird feelings and sensations, and it's just nasty, and it's non-stop. And then try to be like, you see what proof. These people who cannot even say the name of somebody who's allegedly picking up kids 14 years old in the YMCA, and they're renowned to do this nasty reaction and stimulation. They do these perceptions and program and perversion and aiming toward children and young people, giving you forced stimulation sensations. It's so nasty. And they try to just to torment you and disturb you, and then create this persona, plant this persona where they've been building and creating things. And now 4 years in of like, it's more than 4 years now, because this started on August 9th. Yeah, it's 4 years, August 19, 2019. 4 years of continuous manipulations, of changing your brain day in and day out, constantly, and manipulating your brain to the point that they are trying to redesign you and create new behavior and thoughts to make you accepting of this. And it's getting worse and worse because I'm feeling myself fading away as being me, no longer being myself, and having to deal with these nasty things. And it's draining. It is truly draining. It takes a lot of the energy. And on top of that, my organs, my body is just breaking down. I know that I'm something in my body is just the fatigue that you get, the way you get tired is just something else. Teeth decaying. Obviously, eyes. As they say they're gonna pull my eye out, but I think they don't even need to. It feels like my skull is being reconstructed, like it's changing shape. I've bump on my forehead that and dents in my forehead that I don't know where they come from. I don't know if there's a tumor in my brain that's causing my skull to look to change shape, but it almost looks like my eye socket is changing. Right, when I feel my eye, I feel like it's just like it's like my eyeballs like popping out. So some things that happen, my knees, oh my gosh, my legs fragile, my bones extremely like porcelain, like it's just like, I heard them say porcelain. It's just, I do feel like my bones being super weak. I think if I fall down once, I can break so many bones. I'm so fragilized by the what they're doing to my body. My bones, my organs, my ribs, I can feel them like just be very soft. Like I'm very like, if any moment anything can happen to me, and it won't take much, and something will break. Like it won't take much. And that's not because somebody's coming here and doing something to me directly, but I think it's because, well, I know this because of this technology that can do so much remotely. These people doing this thing to me are probably wearing PJs, sweatpants, just chilling. That's what I deal with. And it's funny how they like to then bring up the theater of torture, where they say this person's going to do this and that and that and this and that. And I'm like, all of this you just said to me can happen to me under the roof of this place. I mean, by myself. Everything they say, they blow up my brain. They can, my eyeball can be removed. Because the skull is just changing shape. It's like it's popping out my ball, my eyeball. It feels like it's squeezing out, like it's just like pushing out my eyeball. That's what it feels like. Like I can obviously see the structure of my skull changing, teeth decaying. They say how they're gonna take out my. When I look at my teeth, it seems like the top is just like so close to just like come out. Like I'm about to lose my teeth, like that. And so they tell me, oh, they're gonna do this. You're gonna lose all your teeth. It's like I feel like if I can just like do a little hit like that, they'll fall down. And so I just want to make sure that I have testimonials and say what I need to say before it's too late. And I need to continuously tell the story of what's happening to me. And make sure that not only I talk about my testimonial, because these things are not just happening to me. Even in the same manipulative ways, these tormenting ways, all of it has been done to others. The way they create this false persona, the way they try to get you to be subscriptive of these manipulations, all of it is done to others. And I want to make sure to continuously talk about everything that's happening to me. And you have to be strong, because they want you to identify. This is a big aspect of what they do. This is why these perps are contracted. They want you to be acceptive of this manipulation and start believing that it's you. That is your identity. That's what you should identify. This is how you should accept that is you. And so I'm not doing that. Whatever horrible things that are going to happen to me, with me having saying clearly that I know that this is me being manipulated by this technology that can do so much. And they've been doing these things systematically to not only me but others. And so their job is to continuously repeat and try to make you subscriptive of whatever manipulations. I'm making you believe, but you see how you see this person, you see that, you see, so that changing things around to get you to accept these things. It is so bad that right now what they're doing with this actress who played in this popular Netflix show called Stranger Things, because I just saw her last night. At this point, she's like a young adult, I believe. I think she's maybe 18 years old. I think so, or close to that, right? And like I said, a very beautiful young lady, but like you can see her being very young, and the way they made me perceive her, it was just a feeling, a sensation that I would not feel like naturally. I would not feel that way. But at least here in this, she's an adult, or at least look like she's an adult. They've done that to her in the older, like when she's still like an actual child, and look like a child. And I cannot even watch the show that I love to watch, because as she's a child in this show, they are forcing me to get disturbing perceptions. And so now they using my perception that is manipulated today, when she's kind of, I think she's an adult in this moment now, or look like she's an adult, and implementing that in my memories of her. And you see, that's proof. You see how I was like, no, you're playing with my brain, just like you're doing that to the last night, like babies, like little black girls, where they were just creating all different weird, nasty things. I had to take a screenshot of that. And so, of course, that's going to be easy. They are truly changing who you are as a being and want you to accepting those changes. So do not subscribe to this. It is a key element that they want you to identify with this manipulation. They want you to be subscriptive of how they make you experience. And you, like this woman said, you have to be strong. Because no matter what they make you experience, how they make you experience, do not identify it. Do not identify to it. Do not. See this low life for the bottom feeders that were trying to make you be subscriptive of things that are manipulated. Understand they work for entities that are filled with pedophiles. These agencies are filled with pedos. You just go check the BuzzFeed article that calls out why is there so many pedophiles in these agencies. Why they're letting so many pedophiles going through this agency when they do these background checks that are like, I mean, we're talking about intelligence community background check. And they're letting people who are just downloading child porn on their government devices. Using government Wi-Fi, intelligence community Wi-Fi. You understand? Why is that happening? And on top of that, with me, I've been blessed by the reality of these people are trying to make you identify to these things. But the humiliation of reality that this person who has nothing to do with me being in this program, right? They cannot say his name. Roy Moore. They say the Roy, they can say Moore, but they can say Roy Moore. They saying it like, and that is just a signal. That signifies the reality. This is a man who actually was picking up kids. And there's a lot of testimonials. You can't even say this person's name. And you are here doing the pedophilia type of torture that you were not to be doing. Forcing me to get manipulation, stimulation, playing with this my brain and create these perceptions of versions or narrations of thoughts. Which is what they do. That is their job. That is what they're supposed to be doing. That is the purpose of this program. Is to make you become somebody you're not. But not only that, but make you identify to this falsification of reality, these false narratives, of these reactions that are manipulated onto you. They're supposed to get you to feel guilty for the things they make you experience. And that's the part of the program. Now, for me, it's not going to happen. So, what's going to happen? They're going to do tortures to push me to accept these things. They're going to think that the torture are going to be validations. These people who are renowned to do the pedophilia type of torture, which you've heard many times at this point, are just saying that can't even say the name of a pedophile, that are actually ran by entities filled with pedophiles, are going to try to torture you into accepting these manipulations. They use and contract these bottom feeders, these losers, whose job is to repeatedly say things to brainwash you into accepting things. Matter of fact, as I was saying, that via V2K, which is the way they can project their voices onto your brain, they're like, oh, you are a pedophile. You know, they like to say things to kind of agitate you, because the reality is their pedophiles happen to be those agencies running this program who happen to have a lot of pedophiles. So they're trying to play with words, saying that, you know, those agencies like the DOD, the DARPA, that happen to have pedophiles downloading child porn on their computers and things like that, they're not their pedophiles, but I'm their pedophile. Because they make me experience these things and manipulate me in these ways. So they try to play with this wordage and projecting reality. Because the reality of their pedophiles are the people contracting these losers. Their pedophiles are these people running the program. The reason why they can't say Roy Moore is because they know better. Because their pedophiles make sure that there is some restrictions. That there is reality. They have to. You better stick to the reality. It's because their pedophiles make sure that they stay. You are contracted to torment him, but you know your place. Know your place very well. And I've seen somebody scared. He was threatening me. Like some kind of like scary, not even scary, but he was trying to create fear. He looked at me, do these things, saying some things. And I say, Roy Moore, fear. Because they're pedophiles. I say, Roy Moore. He just looked away and got scared. Because they're pedophiles. create some kind of restrictions where they can't even say these things. This Roy Moore character, this whole like comedy shows about him and everything, they can't even say his name. Completely making fun of him, but they know better, because they know who's their pedophiles. And they guys better stick to the script, because things can change. And they're nothings. We're talking about nothings. Like bottom feeders of the bottom feeders. So they know the shit. They know they're, he knows, like, they know that there is a level. You can talk to him however you want, but don't say certain things. Don't say Roy Moore. Just make yourself sound like it's your world. But don't fucking say Roy Moore. You understand? And tell him how he's gonna struggle, because you can't say Roy Moore. So my target individuals, stay strong. Whatever's gonna happen to you, you could have been living the way they're living. For me, I've been blessed that they get humbled, not even humbled, reality is put in their faces. As they tell me how they destroy me, they're gods and they're all that and this and that. You can't even say the name of a pedophile. I know the reality of what I mean. I'm what you call a target individual. I'm a human subject. And what this means is I'm going to be tormented, manipulated mentally with the pedophilia type of torture, psychologically with the stimulations aimed toward children, and physically they're going to destroy my bones. But this is what you've heard before, because this low life that work for these pedos have tortured even children, have tortured even women in the same matters they tortured me. And they've been humiliated by reality and reminded that they're just nothings, and they better not say the name of this pedophile, or they know what's going to happen to them, or there's some kind of consequences from that, from saying Roy Moore, these gods. So to all my target individuals, stay strong.